Hello and welcome to the Vector Delta Duo display featuring the AV-8B Harrier and the Mirage 2000C, both made by Razbam. As you can see, the takeoff profile was already quite different between the two planes, and this really sets the tone for the rest of the show, in which you will see two quite different planes flying together in formation. They will also do some manoeuvres that will highlight the differences between the two aircraft and show off some of the Harrier's unique capabilities. The Vector Delta Duo is made up of FD 1003 flying the Harrier and Gowden flying the Mirage 2000. They're both part of the wider Shadow Display team community, as they fly both with the F-18C team and the MB339 team. As you can see, the show opens with some formation aerobatics. It's always cool seeing asymmetric formations like this. There's something special about seeing two aircraft flying in formation together. This clover loop is very interesting to fly for both pilots. You'd be surprised by the amount of power difference needed to get over the top together. Often, as the Harrier powers back, the Mirage will be in and out of afterburner. That's mostly because the Mirage is a delta wing. It flies very differently, especially at low speeds and high angle of attack. And now, as you can see, the two planes broke off, and the reason behind the coloured smoke will become apparent very soon, as both planes perform an opposition pass and prepare to showcase the first VIFing manoeuvre. VIF is an abbreviation for vectoring in forward flight, and it's something that the Harrier can do by moving its nozzles at relatively high speeds. As the planes are coming back towards show centre, they'll perform their first manoeuvre, the climb and flip by the Harrier. In the manoeuvre, the Harrier and the Mirage are both going vertical. At a certain point, the Harrier will use nozzles to pull further, way beyond the vertical, and then use maximum nozzles forward to force the Mirage to overshoot. In this scenario, the Mirage can't do anything but follow a semi-ballistic path, and this will give the Harrier the better position as they both exit to the left. As before,
And now we're going to come back in long trail as we show off the defensive brake by the Harrier, in which the Harrier will simply use its nozzles to force the Mirage to overshoot. At some point, the Harrier will simply move its nozzles full forward.
the planes will now rejoin and turn back towards the display area to show off the third and last VIFing manoeuvre. The Harrier and the Mirage have now swapped position to show how the Harrier can use its nozzles as the attacker. Normally, the Mirage will be able to pull significantly more and do a much tighter turn than the Harrier. But in this manoeuvre, the Harrier will do the entire loop with nozzles set to about 30 to 40 degrees, thus allowing the Harrier to keep its advantageous position throughout the whole loop on the adversary. Now the pair will rejoin and we'll close the show with some more formation aerobatics. While both planes turn around, it should be mentioned that this display is centered around the Harrier maneuvers and doesn't represent the Mirage's maximum potential. These maneuvers have been choreographed to be executed repeatably in front of the crowd. You've just seen a barrel roll, which apparently, according to the Mirage pilot, it's easier to do than the loops, which shows how different things can be when flying as an asymmetric formation. What you just saw was a normal corkscrew maneuver, with the Mirage rolling around the Harrier. But the way it was performed was anything but normal. The Harrier used speed brake, flaps and nozzles to maintain a low enough speed to allow the Mirage to roll around the Harrier while on a steep descent. The Mirage also took advantage of its high drag, high angles of attack to have enough drag to maintain its desired distance from the Harrier while rolling around. Now both planes will rejoin for the fourth and final time as they both prepare to land. As the planes turn base, I'd like to thank the whole Shadow Display team, especially Energizer and Gaudin, but also Smokey and the 4YA team for all the fantastic advice they've given us to get maximum out of the Harrier and Mirage. And now for the last trick of the display. As the Mirage lands and starts to brake, the Harrier will remain in loose formation, slowly losing speed and eventually transitioning into a hover. And of course, this wouldn't be a Harrier demo of any kind without some ear-destroying hovering and, of course, the bow.
Thank you so much, everyone. I also wanted to say thank you to Steve Solo for our amazing commentary, and wanted to say thank you again to Energizer for streaming and to Shady for providing our camera feed.
Thank you, FT. Yep, as you heard, that was FT, our lead pilot for today in the Harrier, and with him in the Mirage we had Guardian 77. Special thanks to Steve for the commentary. I've been your cameraman Energizer. Thank you for watching, and have a good rest of your show. Thank you.